now I'm going to come. We're going to go by it a little bit. Yeah, there it is. You can actually see it down there.
Some horses.
That's where I'm staying. So we go by it a little bit. Right in there, yeah. Live oak trees, thunderstorm. All the things for Central Florida. Just crap growing on everything. Although, where is this road? Actually, it was past that. It's like, what's that? Prison? Look at the wind! And then in 45 minutes, I'll be in the pool. It's the definition of low hanging. Did you see this thing? It's a Brahma bull, I believe. Uh-oh. We got hardcore wind. We got citrus. It's probably orange trees, I'm thinking. I had no idea this was over here. Not that I needed to know. Doesn't change anything now that I do. Although I am wondering where my right turns. See, I did the old map thing, and it looked like a large road, like the one I'm on. Maybe it's up here. Whatever. It's still worth it. This is such a... The other one is just some epic lights that you never get green. And there's always just a ton of traffic. I guess that's relative. Not a ton of traffic like anywhere else on the coast of Florida. But for here, considering it's a 4-mile ride, it was getting really annoying, and my car's been acting up. So I'm like kind of concerned about stalling. I did think that right would have been here by now. So we could be going on a longer ride than I thought. Join me, shall you? That's what the guy, that Daily Woo, if you've ever seen his blog. Dude, he just put out a thing the other day. He's staying at the penthouse at the new tower at the Polynesian Resort. I don't know what's going on there. If he literally makes enough money, he puts out like a 20 to 30 minute video every day. Every day, the Daily Woo. And he's been doing it a long time. Like, he was one of the original. But he goes international. He's back and forth to LA. He just bought a house in Celebration. He's staying at the Polynesian penthouse. And he's just... It's just... I guess I'm a little jealous. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. I don't know how long it's been blurry. I think this is a dead end. There we go. Oh, goodness. What happened there? It's all just come falling apart, really. This wasn't on the map. Oh, mercy. Did I miss it? Who knows? Well, this turned into a longer video than I anticipated. But I might as well take you along. This is nice. This is how they live. These are probably mostly Mexican, working people. This isn't bad. I don't know about you, but having this much land just way the hell out here like this, I wouldn't have any problem with this. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I've got to go all the way back. I don't know. Road hazard. Do you see me evade that? Oh, this is a boondoggle. Shh. Oh, I'm actually probably gonna have to get the GPS out. Look at there. Beetle. Remember that? We used to play that on the ride down to Florida. Every time you'd see a beetle, I think you'd punch your sibling, or you just counted them, and you do the license plates as well. Which is kind of crazy. You're just going down the East Coast. It's not like you're gonna see Oregon or something. You could. It'd be a rarity. You know, you got the trucks. Trucks were always, back in the day, I don't know that they do that anymore. But some of the trucks used to have like 4 different license plates on them. And it'd be like ding, 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 ding. You'd be able to check them off. See that? Look at those lions. Not bad, man, you know? The key to these things, these modular things, is you really, I think, need to keep up the maintenance. Keep the weeds and the mold off on the outside, and it's cheap living. I mean, I'm sorry, you know, I know there's an ego involved and people need certain door widths and ceiling heights. It indicates status, but you're kind of a loser if you think that. And I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire and you think, oh, I'm not really jealous of that. The only thing I would be jealous of with people with more money than me is kind of the freedom it does allow you. But I live pretty free. Yeah, some of the choices, I don't understand them, and I really don't. And I don't think I would be too different with what, you know. I mean, you want a reliable vehicle, but I wouldn't be like some shallow putz who needs, like, you know, like a Range Rover is just not a good vehicle. I mean, I think it's pretty much understood, and yet people still want that because a certain celebrity has it or something, and it's just obscene to me. I just don't get that sort of mentality. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd want a good, like, if I could get, I would not get an Escalade. But I would want something reliable and useful. See that? And I'm out here, I don't know where I'm going, and I'm looking for Hansel Street. Do you see that? I don't know what street this is. But I think it's Hansel. And I did not look around to see if there was a Gretel in the direct vicinity. See this? These look abandoned. But this is, you're out here, man. You're really not far. You get to, at the end of this road, we're going to be on 70. And it's like, at tops, a half hour over to Lake Placid, which is just south, which has all the things. And it's a big retirement area, and it's just south of Sebring's, essentially attached to it. Then you take a right, and that's 27, which runs, that'll bring right up, that's the road I take to Disney. And I never get on I-4. But you take it to the right, and that brings you down to LaBelle or Clewiston, which I think you go through Clewiston there, the sweetest town in America, which is like the capital of the sugar industry. But then you get down to, you take it Alligator Alley. And basically the end of Alligator Alley on the Miami side, and you're right there. You know, it's 2 hours or something, but it's a pretty smooth ride. You're not going to have any traffic. It's really a good, and you take a right, and you'll be over in Sarasota or Port Charlotte in an hour at the tops, you know. So it is a pretty good, you're getting your bang for your buck out here. Obviously, you spend a little more on gas, but you do, you know. It works, man. Let's see if that was Hansel, if I missed it. Cross Ave. I did miss Hansel. So we'll have to see where that is. Maybe it doesn't go through. It looked pretty big on the map. It came down at night. This is 70, which is pretty big. Runs right across the state, I believe. But I can ride right down the middle of this at night. There'll be no cars. It's pretty cool on my scooter. Kind of. I haven't come down this far. Well, that was a fact finder. Look at that, beautiful. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Bucolic. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look down there. There was, you see that? You see that? Sheriff lives there. But yeah, there's a good it's a good Central Florida. This is Arcadia. There was a channel. Now I don't know if it's official, but the title of the video on YouTube was #3 redneck town in Florida. And it is pretty redneck, you know. There's a guy I've seen a couple times driving around. He's got a big trailer and he had his horse with its saddle on the back, and his dog was in the back with the horse just laying down, you know, content as could be. It was a good scene. I've seen him a couple times now, so he clearly is a cowboy. He rides his horse. Keeps it saddled up. Look at this. These people are nuts, man. Where are you going? Manly Road. God, these are all yards like we have that I'm running. It's the second one I've passed there. Where is this Hansel? Wildwood, Church of God of Prophecy. I'm not even a little bit concerned. There it is, Hansel. Dead end, so it doesn't go through. Motherfucker. The map did not indicate that, and it was the same size as that first road I was on. You know, you will actually see a change in the size of the road on the maps if you look. So it looked like it would be just a two-laner like this. I still think that might be, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. It's a nice ride, mellow, but it's a little longer than I wanted. I've driven down, this is where I've come with my my scooter. See, nice little layout right there, huh? See that? You get these shade trees and shit. The only problem with that is that the ants drop out of those trees. But I'm sure, I guess you can really, if you step your game up, kind of try and prevent the ants from taking over the trees. I don't know. Not sure about that. And right there's yeah, we got these snooty, kind of a younger, a female, and it seems like maybe her daughter. But they got the big glasses, and they're from Quebec. And there's a lot of, this is Encore, you know, and it seems like there's a French strong Canadian, and I'm not cool with them. They're snooty as hell. I call them les sluts or les snobs from Quebec. Because they're always at the pool and they don't say nothing. And they got a Toyota 4Runner electric. A lot of electric vehicles in here. I'm sorry, folks. Yay, environment. You're an idiot. You cannot tell me you want to go on a good trip and you're content to sit down for 4 or 5 hours so you can do some things that it's nice to have a chance to do while your fucking car charges. You're full of shit. But back those French girls, they're not. They're okay looking, they're just kind of average, but they seem to. The problem I'm having with basically society and female society is every fucking girl thinks that every guy is like a threat now. And it's just like they conduct themselves like, they want, if Brad Pitt's there, yes, say something to me. But if, they've deemed you like undesirable or something, and I'm not saying I have any desire, but they treat you like they want to make clear that I don't want you saying anything to me or something. It's just really annoying. And it's like the pool guy came in the other day and I was up there and they were up there and they weren't saying nothing. And the pool guy was talking to me. I was talking to him. And then finally the pool guy's like, and he's probably my age. And he's like, ladies, how you doing? You haven't said anything, and then he made a few and they giggling. And I'm just like, you know what? Because they don't say shit to me. I said something to him the first day, like, hey, have a nice day. And I'm just like, you know what that is? You know why they giggled with him? You know why they giggled when he said shit? Because he's clearly the help. And I'm telling you, folks, it doesn't get me any money, but I read this shit and I know this shit and I can read people. I don't know. I guess maybe it should have gotten me more in life or further in life, but I know this stuff and I'm right. They'll giggle because he's clearly the help. I call them les cunts as well. I have no shame about doing that. I just like to remind everybody, because you're all hypocrites about pretty much everything, your existence. Walt Disney swore like a sailor. Just saying, it's just food for thought. It just kind of should make you go, who am I to judge? See, that sucks right there. They cleared out all this brush along here. But you see this right here? Let me see if I can get that to focus. Why? That's super annoying, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, you see how there's kind of bushes along here? And it continues up here. There was bushes right there where I couldn't see that white car. Clearly there's still like the smaller growth there. For some reason, right there, they had to cut it all out. And that lady leaves her light on all night. And, when I first got here, I'd walk outside at night and it'd be pitch black and I couldn't see any of the lights on those houses at all. And they ruined it. And they ruined it especially more right there. Like literally right where I'm at. I don't want to think that they would have known that would have really bummed me out, but it really bummed me out. I don't understand. They left it everywhere else, I got to tell you, this fucking phone sucks. Apple, you suck. You ruined your name by these constant, needless, and stupid, like, updates to everything. Like they got the volume button on this iPhone. On the left, you got the volume up and down. Right above that is the button that I've set up so that I can access my camera quickly. But do you know how many times when I'm like watching something and I keep the lighting low, but even if I don't, you reach over to do the volume and you end up hitting that button, or vice versa? Why would you put them right next to each other? Like probably the 3 buttons you use the most. Well, and there's only 4 buttons on the side. There's one on the other side. But to have it that close, and I just want to know what fucking pathetic liberal fucking loser in the fucking office, and Johnny Ivy, the designer of, like he's a celebrity. They sat there and tested that, and that's like, that's cool. That's good. That's an upgrade. You people suck, man. My iPhone 8 was 10 times better. I think this is a 15E or something. It sucks. I don't know what to do. Because I don't know if I want to start anew with the Android shit, but not to mention this is fairly new, but I'm telling you, you fucked up, Apple. Just constantly upgrading shit. Not upgrading, like needing to redesign it just to justify your own existence. You know what I mean? So, then we get the Sanford and Sons. That's what my thing's turning into. I can't believe I ain't gotten any complaints yet. So, that's it, kiddos.